Hey everybody, it's Gino coming at you breakdown UFC 299, Vera versus O'Malley. I'm super excited to get this card going, get a breakdown for every fight. Before I get started, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to keep the stuff coming to you. I'm trying to evolve every week, trying to get you more content every week, but one thing I am going to do is get you some good dog plays. And if you come watch, I'm going to get it to you every week. And guys in the DFS Army who I roll with, appreciate you guys for watching this. I appreciate y'all for supporting. Appreciate all my friends for watching. Okay, so let's get on into it. We have Marlon Vera versus Sean O'Malley. So this is a rematch. Marlon Vera won. A lot of people, I think, are kind of writing it off as sort of a fluke. One thing to keep in mind, Marlon Vera was quiet as kept on a 4-fight win streak before losing to Corey Sandhagen. He was beating guys like Dominic Cruz, which I know he's older, but these are still great fighters. When he beat Sean O'Malley, I mean, if you look at it, Cheeto just keeps getting better. I know he clipped Sean O'Malley in the last one, but like, let's look at this one. I think that he keeps getting better throughout the fight. I thought Aljamain Sterling made a great point. He said, don't fight his fight, because Aljamain Sterling's dumbass went in there and got sniped. Sean O'Malley's a sniper. He will crack you on the chin. I think Cheeto's smarter than that. I think Cheeto's going to choose when he's aggressive, when he's coming at him. He's been training against tall guys, tall, rangy guys. I know people said Aljo said he might have had a bad camp. I don't believe that. That's not what I'm seeing. That's not the reports I'm seeing. So with all that being said, I just like the value of a guy who's already beaten a guy who only has one win to become the champion. And Peter Yan reminded us, he beat him on a very questionable split decision to get the shot at Aljo. So let's not forget that. We're going Vera, but I am giving O'Malley his credit. He is a good sniper. Man, he's good. But I just think Vera could give him some problems. All right, now we have Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin Poirier. Now, DP's been talking about he's keeping his kids at home, talking about retirement. But here's what I know. He wants another shot, and that's what he's talking about. I think that a lot of this he's putting onto the media to kind of create that psychological effect of, oh, man, I think he's not in it. But he's in it. He's a fighter. He's going 5 rounds. So I wouldn't write him off. But with that being said, I wouldn't be overly confident in him as a dog play, because Benoit Saint Denis is just an animal. I mean, wrecking dudes. He has scored 108, 149, 114, and 135 in his last 4 fights. He can essentially, he'll put your lights out. Now, the one thing is, he's a tough, Dustin's a tough guy, but he showed he could get knocked out last time against JG. I just think Saint Denis is that good. So with that being said, I am going to pick Saint Denis, but I am not going to write off, our friend DP. Okay, next we have Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland. I am going to go with Venom Page. Okay, so Kevin Holland's actually 2-3 in his last 5. He's a great entertainer. He's super cool. I love watching him on Instagram. It's great. But Venom Page is, like, good. He is good. He's a very good striker. I'm not saying Holland's not good. But I think for dog money against a guy who's 2-3, that, I mean, he beat Chiesa, lost to Wonder Boy. So I don't know. I might go with the plus money. But I do see where Kevin Holland can win. As a DK play, Kevin Holland sucks. He does not score well. I would get some Page because I think he could get a finish here, or I think he could get a lot of volume going. Man, he can strike. And I'm excited to see this. So, next we have Jack Della Maddalena. Sorry. Jack Della Maddalena. Versus Gilbert Burns. I'm going to go Gilbert Burns. I think Gilbert Burns is he's a stud. I think he fought Bilal hurt last time. I think that really showed. He still fought him, but I'd like to see him not hurt. I think he was rolling before that. I thought he had some really great, impressive wins. We didn't give him credit versus Jorge, but I mean, maybe he should have got a little more for that, but only time will tell if Jorge can come out and make halfway respectable comeback. But anyways, I think he's healthy now. I think our friend, well, I'm just going to call it JDM. So JDM over here, I think he's good, but again, you get Burns at plus money, and he's already been fighting top guys that are talking for the belt, and he's had success. Do not forget what he did with Chimaev. Do we think JDM is Chimaev. Because I question if that fight against Chimaev goes 5 rounds, I kind of question if Burns doesn't start to get the best of him in round 4 and 5. But that's the Monday morning quarterback stuff. All I'm saying, let's take that value. I'm going to go ahead and go with Burns on the value. But this fight could easily suck in DK. But the thing is, JDM could land a KO and end up in the nuts. But if Chimaev didn't knock out Burns, I don't see JDM doing it. So with that being said, I like Burns for his price, but I'm not crazy about the fight altogether. So next we have Peter Yan versus Yadong Song. And I feel so bad for Peter Yan. Poor Peter Yan, man. He has had a tough go of it. I think he was robbed by Sean O'Malley. He had the Aljo pieces. That was interesting how that all went down, especially the first loss. I mean, a lot of people didn't love that. Song is another well-rounded fighter, kind of similar styles, but I do think this is where Peter Yan gets back on track. I think he's fought some really good guys over time. I think the fact that Sean O'Malley couldn't snipe him says a lot. But I do think either way, these guys get a lot of volume. They can get the wrestling going. But they can also knock you out. So I'm going to treat this as a 5-star fight for DK, and I'm going to be very high on it. Next, let's go into the featured prelim. Jailton Almeida versus Curtis Blades. This is by far my favorite fight on the card. Again, I'm always chasing value, so like if I can get some edge on those 2 5-rounders at the top, because let's face it, if Vera wins, we could have a very crappy score. So it's like Almeida, man, at 8,000, which his ownership could be very high because I don't know. I mean, the field's sharper than I give him credit for a lot of time. But, I mean, he's been smoking guys. I know they said he leaned on Derek Lewis, but 5 rounds against a big old boy, and he kept going. I think him against the Curtis Blade, I think that experience serves him well. Almeida scored 134, 104, 125, 120, and 113. So I think he scores well. I think he can get a submission here. I think he could possibly get a finish. I think he's the real deal. Now, Blades, let's not write him off yet because he can get that wrestling going. He's a big boy. He can maul you. I want to see, I haven't gotten to look at it, but I want to see that face-off. I think that'll be cool. But I'm going Almeida, but this fight is all in for me. So next we have Caitlin Sermonera. I'm trying to get this video to y'all quick. I usually practice the words a little better because I'm not the best with pronunciations, but neither here nor there. Macy Barber on the other side. She's the favorite. Macy Barber has the potential to win a snoozer. She has the potential to win a round 1 KO. I like more stability in my DK plays, but I'm not going to write her off. She has the ability to change levels. She can mix in the striking. She's fighting Sermonera, who has been knocked out twice already. She has crap volume and DK scoring. So I'm going to pick Barber, but I'm going to sprinkle a little bit. I'm not going to sprinkle. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the KO. Sorry, misread my notes. I was like, why would I sprinkle a little bit of Sermonera when I don't like her? But I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on that round 1 KO on Macy Barber because I think there might be some value on that little meat on the bone. Not saying I'm betting the house on it. Okay, next we have Mateusz Gamrot versus RDA. This is going to be Gamrot. I think RDA's kind of past his prime. Now RDA's fought some good guys, Paul Felder, Robbie Lawler, Neil Magny, and beat them. So let's not write that off at 6,800. I'm not fading him. But Gamrot, the win over Arman, he only has 2 UFC losses overall. He continues to get better. He's landed several finishes. He can wrestle. He's pretty complete. I think this is a good fight for him to earn respect. RDA is getting towards the tail end, so I'm going Gamrot. Next, we have Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. I'm actually going to go Munoz. So here's why. We have Kyler Phillips. He's looked really great over the last 2 fights. He has a win over Marcelo Rojo, a decision win over Barcelos. The 2 wins, he showed the ability, one to get pace in a decision, the other to get the fight to the ground and get a win. He has shown fight-ending power. He's got all the talent, but Pedro is tough, man. I don't think he gets knocked out easy. I think that the further this fight goes, the better off he is. His last 3 losses, this is Pedro's last 3 losses, Cruz, Aldo, Vera. Has Kyler Phillips fought a Cruz, Aldo, or a Vera to show you that he is that caliber? No, he has not. So you give me that plus 185 on Munoz, and I'm going to go ahead and play him at 7,100 because I think if this fight goes further or if we get some volume going by Munoz, he could get a finish and he could score well. 7,100. 7,100. Those guys, sometimes, depending on how the card goes, is a bigger card, they could easily end up in the nuts with like a 95 or a 90. So just a little food for thought on that one. All right, next we have Michel Pereira versus Michael O. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Pereira. He is the favorite. I like Pereira. He only has 2 losses. He's never been knocked out. He is fighting a knockout artist in Michael O. So that's going to be tough for him. And I think that puts a little bit of a strain on him because Pereira's good. Now, O had he showed really poor striking in the split against Conley. I wasn't impressed with that. I like Pereira and his ability to mix in a few takedowns with some striking. He will wear him down. But I like both guys. Let's not write off the dog's ability to land a round 1 KO. So I'm not fading either guy, but I think it's a good fight to target. I am going with Pereira. But one thing, I want to see him make that. I want to see. I just want to see what happens on the scale with him too. But anyways, let's go to Ion Cutelaba versus Felipe Lins. I'm going dog crazy this week, but the geek was talking to me the other day. He's like, dude, you are super contrarian. Yeah, I chase that plus money. I mean, it is what it is. I don't choose this life, it chooses me. So Cutelaba can get the wrestling going in a hurry, but he's wrestling a guy with 100% takedown defense. Cutelaba's 2-6. He's fighting a rising prospect in Lins. I'm not seeing it. Look at that line, 7,800, but he's at a minus 102. Right? Okay, and then Lins, another thing, he lost to Arlovsky and Bozer at the very beginning, but he's just grown. He finished OSP, but the one thing is OSP could get knocked out with a piece of paper at this point. But at this price, he could get just over 100 and hit the nuts. Another great dog play. I don't love the fight, though. I'm not going to be high on it, but I'm picking Lins. Not messing with on the betting because I think there's better value to be had other places on those lines. Okay, so Asu. We're going to go Asu A. I ain't going to have y'all making fun of me for how bad I butcher these names today. Whatever. Judge me if you want. Okay, so CJ Vergara versus Azu A. I'm going to go with Mr. I'm going to do it. Almabayev. Almabayev. Yes, I got it. Okay, so Almabayev. I'm so excited. Vergara comes in on 2 fight winning streak versus Almabayev. Unfortunately, neither of those guys have shown to be resume building wins for Vergara. I think Almabayev has finished almost everybody with either submissions or KOs. I think he runs through Vergara here. I think that's what this is here for. So I think I'm going to play the prop for submission on Almabayev, and I think he could get this done in round 1. So he is a great play on DK. All right, finally, we have Mariana Moroz versus Joanne Wood. So, Moroz is 3-4 over her last 7, but has a win over Bueno Silva. That's credible, right? For DK, she has only shown volume with control to score well in a decision or with a submission. Wood is a striker who produces enough volume to score over 100 consistently. The line should be more narrow, I think. I do think Wood is not 7,200. And so the more I'm looking at this, at the beginning of the week, I was looking at Moroz, and I'm like, yeah. But I look at Wood, I look at the volume, I look at the striking. She's plus 165, but she's 7,200 to a $9,000 type-end person. I just think, I look at that line. Nope, I'm going to stay with Moroz. I'm just messing with y'all. So I'm staying with Moroz, but I will say, I was just using that as an example. Wood is, if you really look at it, she's good live play. This is a great fight to target in DK, leverage spot. That's what I'm doing with it. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you hanging with me if you stuck this long. You are the man or woman if you stuck this long. Do me a favor and be even double that if you haven't done that, and you make me sick if you haven't. Just kidding. Kinda serious. But do me a favor. Subscribe to my video. Like the video. Also, if you go to DFS Army, that's where me, a whole bunch of the other coaches, we're in there, geek, guys that have won millions of dollars, working together, giving people tips. Come check it out. If you go to the site, sign up now for the specials. Use promo code DFLGino. You get 10% off site-wide. Guys, I appreciate it. Let's kill it this week.